Hello and welcome to ET Manufacturing Big Bite session, everyone. This session, we are going to discuss about the growth in the Indian manufacturing industry, digital transformation, impact of AI, cloud in the manufacturing industry, and how integrated software platforms are changing the way we manufacture goods and things. And as we all know, manufacturing industry around the world are evolving rapidly, driven by the digital technologies and design innovation. And to discuss more on this, we have with us Mr. Parminder Singh from Autodesk, who will take us through some of the biggest trends shaping up in the manufacturing industry. Welcome, Mr. Parminder, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you for giving this opportunity and hello to everyone.
Mr. Parminder, just to set the tone, I would like to know more about, what do you think your observation on the current state of the Indian manufacturing industry, and where do you see its biggest opportunities and challenges lies in the global landscape?
Thanks, Nishant. I think this is an exciting time for manufacturing industry in India. As you know, today manufacturing is in India is one of the top business enterprises of its
Right,
economy and it accounts for almost 14 to 15% of its GDP.
right,
The Indian manufacturing is one of the top five manufacturing markets and among the fastest growing manufacturing market in the world. FDI
right,
is also increasing drastically if you look at in the manufacturing sector, almost 69% rise from 2014 to 2024. And I strongly believe that the current state of Indian manufacturing is one of rapid evolution and immense potential. If you see across multiple customers where I'm engaging over last 3 to 4 years, huge amount of investment is happening in the industry towards industry 4.0, digitalization, smart manufacturing. These are the key themes on which organizations are working. And on the
right,
similar, if you look at the government, they are driving initiatives like Make in India, and I think that's playing a crucial role in promoting India as a manufacturing hub, underlying its potential and development. Some of the
right,
biggest opportunity that I see from a technology point of view is, especially in India, I think it's a time uh, where they need to really leverage generative AI. Today, and I see that most of the customers are smaller as well as large organization
right,
are working or are trying to be ahead of the curve by experimenting in this technology. And AI has huge potential. It can certainly help people to design better products, make them lighter, stronger, more efficient, and so on and so forth. So
right,
that's one area, which I see. And especially the second trend is that, as compared to 4 to 5 years or more, I'll say that people were a little bit reluctant to, move towards design solution based on cloud. But today we have, a lot of success, and I can see that customers are using or are more open to get into, a design software on cloud, increase collaboration, help them to, scale their business and efficiency. And
right,
I think, for going forward, this is a way of, going to be way of working as far as cloud-based technology is concerned. I think the other area is sustainability. That's a big opportunity. EV is another big initiative driven by government, and bringing sustainability and AI together. I think there's a lot Indian manufacturing industry can do it as they develop
right,
products and concept. And last but not the least, electric vehicle and green transportation. I think we have a huge potential. The whole government is driving this initiative. If you look at large OEMs, they are investing quite actively in this direction. And not only that, you see the amount of new startups which are coming in for micro mobility or last mile mobility. There's a huge amount of potential lying in this area.
right,
But as I
right,
said, all these opportunities, they also come with a challenge. And when I'm engaging with customers or I'm going through the media, I think the one of the major one is skill development.
okay,
Industry, has to navigate through the challenges of skill development. Organization like ours is, also putting extra effort to make sure that uh, ready, talented skill is available from engineering colleges or ITIs as we move forward. Second
right,
is,
okay,
obviously more investment in research and development, which is always there as a big area. I think that's another area to focus on or the challenge to overcome. But in conclusion, I think the Indian manufacturing industry is at a pivotal point. And by
Right.
embracing digital technologies, addressing the existing challenges, it has the potential to emerge as a global leader in manufacturing. And we at Autodesk are committed to supporting this journey by providing cutting edge design and manufacturing solutions that can
Yeah.
empower India's manufacturers to achieve their full potential.
Right. Right. Thanks, Parminder. Thanks. I think you have set the tone perfectly because you have shared some of the trends shaping up in the industry like AI, sustainability, EV, and the growth in the Indian manufacturing industry. I'll of course pick that in my later conversation. But I wanted to know more your views on the Viksit Bharat mission that government has come up with, which is like by 2047, government is aiming that we should be Viksit Bharat. And to do that, I'm sure, we can't just do it with the service driven economy. It has to have the manufacturing driven economy as well. And I'm sure it will add a lot of, opportunities to the overall MSMEs and manufacturing community. So according to you, if we have to achieve Viksit Bharat status, where manufacturing plays a key role and about 20 to 25% of our GDP comes from the manufacturing industry, what all we need to take as a nation from companies like yours to the MSME and from the government? What kind of policy or what kind of initiative do you think we'll have to take overall as a nation?
Thanks, Nishant. I think the important point which you mentioned is with Viksit Bharat, manufacturing is going to play a big role in the amount of percentage in the GDP. It's almost 25% from current around 17%.
Yeah,
And that's very good news for manufacturers as such.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if you look at with the geopolitical situation as well as
Right,
the capability of India in terms of consumption, a lot of things are in our favor or in the favor of manufacturing industry.
right,
Same time, to be ahead of curve globally. I think what is very important, at Autodesk, what I feel which is very important for this industry is to, you know, embrace the digitalization. Make this technology as a game changer for them to be, leader within India as well as, globally. And if I have to mention few points there, I think, digital transformation, large or small customers is important. They
okay,
need to have a digital transformation, uh, process in place. They need to have a systems in place to have a integrated workflows to manage the challenges they face in their day-to-day working. I think that's one of the key area for our Indian small and medium customers to be, ready with. The other thing, which I mentioned in my previous conversation also is, education and training. I think
right,
colleges, in tier one, tier two, and as well as smaller cities, we need to ensure that, industry organizations like Autodesk and government come together and ensure that we have training material and we have training courses, by which, we can get very skilled engineers or diploma holders, which can be directly, engaged as they come out of their colleges or their graduation. And another important point to focus out here will be the smart manufacturing. It's a area in which I already described, but I think not only limiting to the design side, the overall whole operation of manufacturing needs to be
right,
digitalized. And with the technologies like cloud-based platform, I think things have
right.
become far easier, and the technology is today democratized. So
Okay,
I will say that such organizations which are sitting on the fence should certainly explore this, because now the technology is not that expensive, and the benefits which these will bring is far more immense, and I think they will certainly make them ahead of the competition. So overall, Autodesk sees India playing a pivotal role in the global manufacturing ecosystem in the coming decade, and it
right,
will be driven by technological innovations, good education, skilling, and at the same time smart manufacturing adopted across the multiple companies or organizations or industries.
right, right, right. Right, you rightly mentioned that we have made a huge progress in the manufacturing industry since last decade or so. But as you know that we are still lagging behind when it comes to the design capability. Make in India, of course, is doing great job by getting us a lot of orders in terms of making components and all. But we are still not doing design in India, R&D in India kind of initiatives. So, what kind of key changes in terms of skill, technology, or culture do you think are needed to strengthen India's design ecosystem?
I agree with you, and certainly I also feel, that this is a continuous area of improvement. I think a lot has happened over so many years, but there is still a lot of scope to, improve. And certainly, as I mentioned earlier, I think for design, to improve, or, the creativity to improve, or more products to be designed in India, I think one of the fundamental thing is, we need to ensure that industry is getting, skilled manpower. I'm
Right,
emphasizing this again, but I believe very strongly that this is the key thing for, this particular initiative to move forward. And
right,
this involves, incorporating design thinking and problem solving skills into education and training program,
right,
where,
right,
we collaborate between us, industries, and as well as, governments. And Autodesk is already engaged with multiple governments in, ensuring that, we get the best technical workforce to our
right,
customers or to the industry. I think other area will be cultural shift also, fostering a culture of innovation, uh, where, you let people try new things, new ideas, and
right,
that's
right,
how it is done globally as well. I think, that has to come in our companies in India, which is also a very key area. Another one which I would like to, emphasize is technology adoption.
okay,
As I mentioned, embracing advanced technologies such as AI, or, cloud-based design, connected data, IoT, or, a platform as such is crucial. For
okay,
small and medium companies, when we are competing globally, I think one edge which we need to have above everybody else is that these technologies should be embraced, and, we should be ahead in, understanding and implementing in our organization. And these technologies, once, implemented, will certainly enhance the efficiency, the creativity of the design, more ideas, more innovation. And that's how, I think we will move ahead in this journey
right.
as we go ahead in this.
Right, right. So when it comes to technological enhancement in the design and manufacturing software, you have already mentioned about the impact of AI, cloud-based softwares and integrated manufacturing softwares. So according to you, what is the barrier of adopting these technologies specifically in the MSME segment? Companies who are, still very small, but doing great job in terms of manufacturing. They have the design and manufacturing software, simulation softwares, but integrating, cloud-based software, AI and ML. Do you think that still there are some challenges? Is it related to awareness or some cost-related issues?
In fact, that's a good point, Nishan. See, the cloud-based technology comes with the fundamental concept of, democratizing the whole solution. So it's
Right,
not expensive like the traditional solutions you will find for, product lifecycle management. I'm
right, right,
saying the design, manufacturing, CA, and so forth. So that's a fundamental part of cloud-based solution. I think, the customers are embracing more and more cloud-based technology as compared to what was there earlier. And what's happening is that when you look at new technologies which are there, suddenly, you need a platform which can take, for example, artificial intelligence. You just can't, push it into any other system which is traditionally, developed for last decade or so. And
right,
that's the place where, the new platforms or new platforms like from Autodesk Fusion comes with the AI as a basic platform. It is part of
okay,
Autodesk AI is part of the platform. And then secondly, I was saying that cloud-based solutions allow you to integrate multiple solutions.
Right.
Traditionally, as you rightly mentioned, in an organization, when you are designing a product or the complete part, you have multiple softwares as you need to go through the various phases of product development, and you might be
Exactly.
using historically some other solution. I think the beauty out here of cloud-based collaboration is that it allows you to integrate multiple solutions, and they are open platforms. They are not very closed platforms like traditionally they have been there. And
Right.
similarly, I think, cloud-based platforms are also well integrated into new technologies like IoT.
Okay.
Today, if we talk about, let's say, digital twin, you certainly need to have one is the three-dimensional data of, let's say, the plant or the car, but you also need
Right.
to pick up the data from the plant. And
Right. Right.
such large data set can be easily managed on such a network, where you can go up and down on the resources based on the requirements which you have.
Right. Right. Right.
So I think I strongly believe that, same as at Autodesk, that cloud-based platform will certainly help small and large companies to embrace this technology more and more, and work in a collaborative way.
Right, right. So as you said, that cloud-based integrated software platform allows you and gives you so many flexibilities. Like in a single software, you can do CAD, you can do CAM, and then you can also have a CAE and also have a data management in the same platform. If I'm not wrong, it also allows you as a company, as a customers, to have certain features only for a month or two or a quarter also, right? Like someone would just design and manufacturing is using it regularly, but let's say if that person wants simulation software for just for a couple of months, it gives that kind of flexibility as well, right?
That's right. That's right. I think you're referring to a very important point called as scalability.
Right,
When you are looking at a cloud-based solution, you can certainly opt for on-demand resources. Like,
right,
because cloud-based platforms are very flexible in terms of resource allocation, allowing companies to scale their computing and storage needs based on the project lifecycle. In the initial
right,
phase, you may require more of a industrial design solution. In the engineering phase, you may require more of CAE and analysis tools. So that,
right, right,
because the same amount of focus will not be there throughout the life cycle. And this,
right.
options you can get when you're using, on-demand resources. There are
Yeah,
other models as well available based on, the need of the customer. We can work, or the cloud-based companies can work and, provide.
got it, got it. Um, Previously, you mentioned about sustainability as one of the trends in your first answer. And so how does sustainability, as as we all know, sustainability is the biggest focus across the world for across the industries. How can design and manufacturing softwares help create more sustainable product as well as the processes?
See, as far as sustainability is concerned, I think we believe that technology will be one of the society's most powerful catalysts for progress.
Right,
And at Autodesk, our mission is to help everyone, everywhere, design and make anything. And that drives us to develop, powerful solutions that help
right,
customers to tackle world's biggest challenges.
right,
Now, we offer a range of solutions to, help our customers make sustainable products. And overall in the industry also, these technologies are being used. One good example is, generative design. Now, when you're doing generative design, you can leverage AI tools to generate a lot of options with different materials. Imagine that,
right,
you are in the design phase and you're looking at new concept or new material. Manually, it is possible 5 to 6 or 8, with so many analysis to be done.
right,
That is the, bandwidth, because you have a timeline, you have other pressures to meet. Whereas when you're using a tool like artificial intelligence or generative design, it can give you thousands of options for that constraint and boundary condition and the volume which you're given. And then you
right,
can, really do the value engineering and come with a design which is, most closest to your requirement. So I think that way you are able to bring sustainability at the start of the, a whole design process by minimizing waste and leading to more sustainable products. As I
I
mentioned,
think it will save a lot of time also. I think
yes,
before prototype, you are able to, see the how the product will look like in real life with various products and
right. I mean, taking a cue from what you mentioned, digital prototyping or virtual twin is another way, where you can certainly see the whole product at the different life stages and ensure that, you don't make that error, which can create a lot of waste later in the life cycle of the product. Another
right.
is, using optimized material, which I just explained in my example, and
Yeah.
also, using additive manufacturing,
Hmm.
a way to, do sustainable products. And this additive manufacturing and AI together is, creating a lot of new innovations. Certainly, if it can be used to reduce the number of parts. You use AI to create 7 8 components into one component, and then use additive manufacturing process to manufacture that. So people are trying different approaches to make more sustainable products and parts using such technologies.
Right. Right. You also mentioned about the having skilled manpower in India, which is one of the key if we have to achieve the manufacturing scalability, right? So
Yeah.
I speak to many leaders, and so many people say that we have this is a key for India because we have a young population, so many engineers. But then there are some set of leaders who always say that, we don't have enough engineers, trained engineers, or, skilled engineers, specifically when I could work very closely with tool and die makers, and they are always, in having this challenge of having skilled design engineers. So how do we address this issue? Because design is the key part of any component manufacturing where Autodesk plays a vital role. So how can we address this design in India or, skill set, enhancing skill set of design related things?
Well, my thought process or Autodesk thought process is that we need to strengthen our collaboration between academia, industry, and technology providers, and that can drive innovation and bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical design. I think where what we are seeing today is that a lot of colleges are teaching technology, but that is not aligned to the skill
But
requirement at the industry level.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and we are seeing that gap, and we are trying to work with industries, taking the industries to the colleges, to the skill development centers, and making sure that whatever uh, curriculum is prepared is in line with what industry is expecting. And I think that is a good way of bridging this gap. We are basically we deliver on this commitment by Autodesk as such by providing free access to our full portfolio of professional grade softwares to accredited institutions. In fact, in
right.
November last year, we entered into an MOU with IIT Bombay.
Okay.
The objective is to train and provide skills to top talent, support India's growth, and shapes country's technical and scientific landscape. And this project we will continue as we move forward in this journey.
Right, right. It's a key for every industry to grow.
That's right.
So, Mr. Parminder, just a couple of questions from my side. As we know that, for any kind of design and manufacturing software, automotive has been one of the largest customer or a consumer of these kind of softwares. But since last few years, we are seeing the growth in aerospace, medical, consumer electronics industry, semiconductor industry in India. So going forward, which industry do you think will have most impact on the design softwares and will kind of demand the kind design and overall software platform so that we'll have to change accordingly. So from where do you think the most demand will come in coming days in India?
That's a good question, and what I would like to share here is, Nishan, that as such, you rightly mentioned that automotive and aerospace is always leading this. In fact, aerospace is leading the adoption of technology in
Right,
manufacturing industry, and then it's followed by automotive, and then industrial machinery,
right,
and so forth. But coming specifically to India, I think automotive, we are one of the biggest manufacturing hub for cars. And
Right.
as the focus on EV, micro EV is continuing, I see that this industry to continuously grow and drive the smart manufacturing or digitization in their companies and in the whole ecosystem. So that's going to be still the very big driving factor. And even, the startups which are coming into these particular areas of automotive will always be,
Right.
doing that. Secondly, as aerospace and defense, with the support from government in terms of Make in India, and then a lot of companies within India as well as PSUs, which are in the driving seat in terms of manufacturing and also building the whole supply chain in India, are going to drive this technology. They have always been ahead, and I think they will continue to remain ahead as we move forward. And semiconductor high tech is another industry which is coming up, and that will also have an influence not only on semiconductor and the high tech industry, but also on industrial machinery, because most of these big giants also have a huge amount of industrial machinery requirement, and not which needs to be specially developed for them. So I think that's a good area to see growth and increase in technology adoption there as well.
Okay.
Last, but not the least, is consumer durables. I think that's also an area where after COVID, a lot of innovation is taking place within India rather than relying totally on countries outside India. So that's also will drive good adoption of technology as we move forward.
Right. Right. Rightly said that, all these industries are continuously growing in India, and it's the right time for even Indian MSMEs, job shops to diversify into these sectors as well. Just last question from my side. Looking ahead, what is your vision for the future of India's manufacturing sector, and what role do you see the country playing in global manufacturing ecosystem in the coming decade?
Okay. Well, I think as I mentioned earlier, Autodesk has a forward-looking vision for India's manufacturing sector
Right.
and emphasizing the transition to smart manufacturing and digitalization. And some of the key points which I would like to mention here is that in the manufacturing industry in India, there will be a huge adoption of technology led by digital transformation kind of a initiative, where organizations will take up or implement a single platform across their organization to cut the silos which are there and become more efficient and productive as compared to their global competitors. Well, that's the need of the hour, not
Right.
the requirement, but the need of the hour.
Right.
Second is that, as we move forward, education and training will also be always a central point. And we all need to work together to make sure that, this area is addressed well with the partnership with industry, academia, continue the focus on ensuring that in metros, in tier one and tier two cities also, we have a highly skilled, manpower which can be used by manufacturing industry. And you are seeing a good trend there. You see that large tier one, tier two suppliers are setting up, their plants in a tier two cities, and
Exactly.
that's going to, have an impact on the whole ecosystem, because people will learn there, and as they move cross-pollinate between different companies, I think, this manufacturing which is happening in certain location will keep, uh, getting more popular across different cities, especially tier one and tier two. And as we move forward, I think, for manufacturing industry, I think it's very important that they remain ahead of, the technology adoption. Keep trying new things, keep trying, new initiative, new ideas which are coming up, and be prepared as and when this any new wave comes in, they are ready with, to adopt the technology. Let's say, for example, AI. Today AI is not something, where people need to wait for the technology to be adopted. I think they need to try that out, see that how it works for them, how it doesn't work for them, and at the right time, go ahead and take a dip in it and move forward by implementing that technology in their organization. So overall, I think as I mentioned earlier, Autodesk sees India playing a pivotal role in the global manufacturing ecosystem, And we are making all our efforts to ensure that we bring the best of the technology to our customers so that they can remain ahead in this journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think some of the key takeaways for me was like this is exciting time for Indian manufacturing ecosystem. The Indian manufacturers need to adopt digital technologies as fast as they can. All those technologies like AI, ML, cloud, integrated manufacturing softwares. MSMEs are going to play a huge role in coming days. Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities also will have a lot of role to play if we have to develop our whole ecosystem of manufacturing industry. And sustainability are going to be the key focus in coming days ahead, and skill development related issues. So I think we'll have to work on skill development, but I think it's there. Anything else you would like to add? Any message you have for the Indian manufacturing community?
Rightly summarized. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, that I think, Autodesk is, very keen to partner with small and medium business, understand what is the current state of their environment in terms of, digitalization, what they have done and what needs to be done to make them more competitive. And once we
Right.
understand, with our experts, we are keen to, go through that journey of implementing technologies which will make them more productive and efficient. And I think towards that, we are working with a lot of small and large companies, and this initiative will continue as we bring in more latest technologies into our product to make our customers more successful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And good news for the Indian MSMEs because companies like Autodesk, with the technology leader, is there to support them. Thank you so much for sharing all the insights with us. Uh, you know, we'll continue to discuss on these topics and we can definitely together see India manufacturing soaring new heights. Thank you so much.